guys, what's up? Nikkie is online, and I met Taylor Swift on Tuesday, August 6th, 2019. My biggest dream,
well, you know, next to being a musician in my own right,
came true, and I can't believe it happened. I figured I'd sit down and tell you guys about my experience and like how my meet and greet went, and just like maybe even some tips and tricks and things that I wish I said, and you know, just everything that comes with the session. And honestly, since I am more candid about my mental health and stuff like that, I might talk about some sad parts and I might talk about some regrets. And Swifties, please don't hate me for that, okay? I just want to be 100% honest, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I got the DM on July 19th, 2019. And that's amazing to me because July is a 7 month, so 7 plus 1 plus 9 is 17. 17 is one of my lucky numbers. It comes up like 4 times in this. So like the fact that 17 is so involved in this leaves me shook. It is a sign from the universe that this was meant to happen. So I get my DM, and I was at my soon-to-be roommate's house because I'm going to be moving soon.
hopefully, if all goes well.
And she had just threw a party, and we were still there, but everyone else that stayed the night had just left, except for one other guy. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna check Twitter, see what's up. I am not a stan Twitter person at all. I have so many friends now and we communicate through Twitter, so I've been using it more since the sessions ended, but I am not a stan Twitter person at all. I don't have that many followers. Even with the tripling in followers that I did get on Twitter, I'm still under 1K. So like, I am not popular on Twitter at all. And I see a DM and I'm like,
this is weird. Everybody doesn't like me on stan Twitter. Who's DMing me?
and I look and it just says Taylor Nation with a little verified checkmark thing. Taylor Nation 13. Confidential message. And I'm just like flipping out. And honestly, the fact that I like was with them, I couldn't like not tell them. So I was like,
I think I'm meeting Taylor Swift.
And the guy's like confused out of his mind, and Brianna's just like,
oh my god.
so I called my mom and I was like, I'm gonna be home in like a couple hours
because we were gonna go do something. I can't remember what Brianna and I needed to do first, but we went and did something.
And I was like, I'll be home by like 4 because Brianna works at 5:30. But I just wanted to let you know that I got a DM from Taylor Nation, and I just sent all the information to them, and I'm flipping out, and my mom's like excited out of her mind for me because she's also such a huge Swiftie herself. So like, she's excited, and I get off the phone, and it's just a waiting game from there. So the next morning, the 20th, I had to work from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. And
that was fun.
I was tired, but I was also like in this daze because I'm like,
oh my god, Taylor Nation is gonna call me soon, hopefully. You know, like if all goes to plan, Taylor Nation is gonna call me.
and of course like I'm flipping out at this time, but like I can't tell anyone. As I was leaving, I told my my store manager and my assistant store manager that I was gonna need to RTO sometime, and I don't know if it was gonna be like the next week or if it was gonna be the week after, and I didn't know what to do if it was next week.
They're like, okay, it's fine, just cover any shifts that you might miss. And I'm like, okay, cool, thank you.
And I fell asleep right after my shift. I woke up, and 6 minutes prior there was a phone call from a New York number. I flipped out. I was like, I seriously thought it was going to be like my one chance to meet her. So, or like my one chance like to get this opportunity. So I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So I called them back, and I guess it's like a Ring Central phone where like it has like multiple lines to it. It's because the number that it said the voicemail forwarded to was not the same number that they called me from. So I was like, because obviously like it's Taylor Nation, but in case it wasn't Taylor Nation, I didn't want to leave a voicemail for Taylor Nation. So I had to leave like this very vague voicemail, and it was like, hey,
I just got a call from this number. My name is Nicole. I got left, how did I say it? I was like, if this is who I think it is, I would really like it if you call me back. If it's not who I think it is, please do not call me back. And then here's the phone number. Thank you very much.
So they actually called me back the next day on the 21st at 11 a.m. So around the same time that they had called me the previous day. And I answered the phone and they're like, is this Nikki? And I'm like, yes it is, but wait, did you say Nikki or Nicole? And they're like, Nikki, because that's what all your social media say. Do you go by Nicole? And I was like, no, I go by Nikki, but it's just my legal name's Nicole, and that's what I gave you guys when, you know, when you asked for the information. They're like, oh no, all your social media say Nikki. And I was like, cool. And they're like, would you be able to attend a Taylor Swift related event in the Los Angeles area on August 6th, 2019? And I was like, yes. And they're like, you do realize all travel has to be paid for yourself, right? And there was a lot of discourse about travel, so I feel like they were a little bit more aggressive about like making it extremely clear that you had to provide your own travel because of all the discourse about like,
well, Taylor Nation should be paying for fans to travel. If Taylor really wants to meet them, Taylor should be paying for it.
And like, I agree with that on some level, but at the same time, like, I also get it from the business perspective as to why they don't do that, because she has so many fans that she wants to meet, so like it opens up more spaces and like on the lists, if so to speak. I don't know, but anyway, so I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I will get there, I promise I'll be there. And they're like, okay, so they give me all the details about this event, and the girl even told me straight up that I was invited to a secret session. So I was shaking the entire time. And I got all the information, I wrote it down. She asked me if I was like, if I had any health issues, because, you know, like, it's really important. And I told her that I was allergic to nuts, like deathly allergic to nuts. And she's like, okay, well, do you have an EpiPen or anything like that? And I was like, my EpiPen's expired, but actually Benadryl works better for me, because I don't know why, but like, it does. It works really well for me. So, she's like, alright, then just bring Benadryl. And I was like, cool. And I get off the phone and I call my mom and I tell her that I'm going to LA and like this is happening and we need to start booking the flights and the hotels and stuff like that. And she's like, well,
have your dad do it with you, because I let my dad's. Have your dad do it with you and just work on it tonight, get it done tonight.
I called my dad, he was at Home Depot. I was like, are you in public? And he's like, yeah. So I used the code word that they gave us to tell him, and he's like, oh nice, congratulations, like, because he knew exactly what I was talking about. We booked the flight, we booked the hotel, I cried at the price of the hotel, because I paid for my hotel, my dad paid for my flight. Honestly, I am so thankful for that, because my hotel was more than my first month's rent on this new place that I moving to. So, yeah, I'm glad I had money in savings. I love you. So anyway, the next week became like a waiting game. I worked a lot. I went shopping. I got my dress. My one Swiftie friend that lives in Tucson went shopping with me. She let me pick it out, and I'm so thankful for her, because like it was super cute. Except for it would not stay up the entire time I was there. Like I taped it and everything, and like the tape came undone a lot. So like I kept doing this a lot with my dress, and now I'm doing it with this shirt. I'm gonna like stretch it up. But like I kept doing that a lot during the session, and I'm like embarrassed. And I'm so glad Taylor, in the picture, she put her arm around me like this, because like that prevented any wardrobe malfunction that might have been happening here to like happen.
For Puppy, it was a secret event. We could not tell anybody. No.
So I left Tucson on Monday, August 5th at my flight left at like 10. I started crying. Like, I started crying in the airport. It was unreal. As the flight was taking off and flying up into the air, I was listening to The Archer, and the line, I jump off the train, I ride off alone, was what was like playing as I was going into the air. And I was just like, that is so magical. The Archer is such a magical plane riding song, guys. So like, if you ever are on a plane and you're listening to Taylor, listen to The Archer, because it literally just like calmed my anxiety so much. So anyway, I landed in LA at like 11:30, and I was taking a super shuttle, and I was so scared I was gonna miss it because you know, I like scheduled it to be like 12:15ish based off my flight, and LAX is a really complicated airport. I had to take a tram to get from one side of the terminal to the other side of the terminal in the same terminal. Like, really? So we were I got to the place and I did the thing on my phone where like I was like, I'm here, okay, I did this, I'm like ready for pickup, and I still had to wait 25 minutes and my phone was gonna die. So I was like, shoot. And there was no outlet like outside, and I was like, great, my phone's gonna die. But I was still texting everyone like, I'm in LA, insert, you know, like insert Miley Cyrus reference here kind of thing, like just, you know, fun stuff like that. And yeah, I got to my hotel at like 1:30, 2 o'clock-ish, and it was great. And I hung out. I got $50 ribs for dinner. I watched Bob's Burgers and Catfish. Pretty much. That's it. I watched like an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which like I'm embarrassed by. But yeah. So the morning of, I went down to breakfast and I picked up some food for myself. I had a bagel and I had an apple, and that's all I ate. Like literally I realized I forgot to eat my ribs, like leftover ribs that I had, so I literally did not eat anything other than a bagel and an apple before like 5 p.m. Not normal for me. I was so excited that my stomach was like not eating. So I went down, I did breakfast, I came back up, I showered, and then I hung out for a little bit, watched some more Catfish, and then some friends, and my friend Brooklyn, who actually got sessions, and she told me because I told her kind of thing, came by my room and we started getting ready. And that's where all the fun really started, because like my hair was not curling, my dress was not sticking with the tape, Brooklyn couldn't open the ironing board.
Fun times for us.
We went down and over to the meeting spot, which was across the street from my hotel, at like 3:05, 3:10. And we get over there and we're all holding our confidentiality agreements. We're all in line. I'm like,
and we're like, oh, is this the back of the line? And the guy's like, oh no, we're not waiting for this thing.
So we went over and we actually accidentally got into the front of the line, which was kind of, I feel bad about it. So like, hey friends, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut all of y'all in line. But anyway, we see Frankie Grande of all people. Frankie Grande just like walked by and we're like, oh
my god, that's Frankie Grande! And we're like waving at him.
And he like does this thing with his head. I have to like turn around to like do it. He's kind of like, you know, like a model pose, like over his shoulder, like waving at us, and it made me laugh because like Frankie Grande is just walking around in the middle of like Sunset Boulevard, just chill, you know, just chill. So yeah, so we go in and that's when we check in. They give us this bag, they give us like this drawstring bag, and they're like, okay, write your last name then your first name on it. It's like, okay, cool. So we do that, we put all our stuff in there, and then we you know, just leave it at that. And then we go sit, and then my time perception just completely goes off because I don't have my phone on me because, you know, we're not allowed to have our phones. So we're sitting there, we're talking, we're making new friends, we're walking around, we're congratulating people that we all know. Taylor Nation kind of like rounds us up and they're like, alright, we're gonna get on to the shuttles now, which are just like vans, which is really cool. And we get down there and there's black vans and it's super cool, like it made me feel famous. So my group, which was me, Brooklyn, Josephina, and then our friend Ariana, and a couple other girls who I didn't talk to, and I feel so bad because they're in the group chat but they don't talk with us either, so I really don't know them that well and I feel really bad. And then I think her name was Maya, was the other girl who was in the van with us with her mom. we all get into the van and we're all talking, we're freaking out. Josephina calls me out because I talk a lot when I'm nervous, and I think I'm talking to y'all, right? Like, I think I'm talking, like, having a conversation, and she's like,
you talk to yourself a lot, and I'm like, I'm not talking to myself. I'm literally trying to hold a conversation with you guys, and I just keep switching the topic. But I guess it seems like I'm talking to myself.
Because she's not the first person to say that. Like, somebody else had said that the other day, and it really is, like, making me question how crazy I look. But anyway, so we get to Taylor Swift's house, and, wow, okay. So we get out of the bus, or out of the shuttle thing, and we get wanded, and never was I so excited to get wanded. Like, I was like, hell yeah, let's get wanded, you know, like, super excited to get, like, security checked. And then we got our cute little, like, wristband things, and the sticker meant that, okay, so the wristband we got at the, like, at the meetup location, but then the little circle on it, because I'm sure you guys were like, what does the circle mean? The circle meant that we went through security. So, we go down and around, and we're in her backyard, and in the backyard, she has this, like, amazing little setup for us with, everything from sliders to pizza to chicken tenders, which I
had one just to say I had one.
And then we had drinks over on the other side. There were the Lover M&Ms. There were fruits and vegetables of all kinds, not just broccoli, guys. And it was just so cool, and the view was just so beautiful. We saw, like, the LA skyline, because it was on, like, the top of a hill. It was absolutely beautiful. We mingled for the longest time. I had a slider, I had a sliced pizza, I had the one tender, and something else. I don't know what I had, but and then I had a Sprite, and I think I opened a water at one point too. No, I just had the one Sprite. I had a Sprite with my food.
I'm so thankful Taylor Swift fed me. I was so hungry.
Like a meal. Like, it was a meal. It wasn't just like food. It was a meal. So thank you, Taylor. I appreciate that so much. So eventually we're done mingling. There's a cameraman around who was like asking us,
so what do you think's happening? And it's like, we don't know. We don't know it's a script. We don't know we're gonna get Taylor Swift. But we're not gonna say that we know because, like,
we go inside and we get into her living room, which is later where I met her, and I was on, so the left side and the right side. I was on the left side in, like, the second or third row back, and like, closest to her chair, which is really cool. And so eventually Tree Payne comes out, which, if you don't know who that is, that's her publicist, and we're all losing our crap. And then Jack Antonoff comes out, and of course we're all flipping out because Jack is amazing, and I wish I talked to Jack. I regret not talking to Jack. Like, he wasn't mingling with us, so, like, I didn't get a chance to actually, like, talk with him, but I really wish I could, and I have to find a chance to talk to Jack at some point in my life, because he's influenced so much of the production on Puppeteer, and he's going to influence so much more production on, like, my later albums too. I'm sure of it, because he's such a good producer, and I'd love to work with him one day. So anyway, and then, of course, Queen Taylor comes out of the side, and she's like, hey guys, and she's like, and we're all flipping out because, oh my god, it's Taylor Swift, and she looks so different. I don't know, like, how to describe this. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say anything like this, so it's kind of weird. I feel like she looks very human. Like, that's the only way I can explain it. Like, in her pictures, she's so ethereal, she's a goddess, she's, like, not human. But, like, in person, I feel like if I actually, like, saw her on the street, I wouldn't recognize her as Taylor Swift. I don't know why, but, like, I feel like I wouldn't. She's just very human, and, like, even in her personality, she's so down to earth, but, like, she's beautiful. Like, she's this gorgeous human being, and I know, like, for a fact that, like, she's a 10, but, you know, like, she's just not what I thought when I, like, thought about meeting Taylor Swift. Like, she's not what I thought she'd look like in person. And, like, even when I look at my picture of us, like, together, she does not look like what she looks like on the camera. And I mean, she's still beautiful, like, don't get me wrong, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, she's ethereal, she's just human, and just, she looks different. I don't know how to describe it other than that. She says, welcome to the final Lover sessions, and then she starts the music. So, obviously, I can't really talk about Lover and, like, the contents in Lover and stuff like that, but it is such a good album. After track 2, I had said to Taylor, your voice sounds so different, and she turns to me and she's like, thank you, and it made my heart so happy. During the entire session, like, there were multiple times where she was like looking at me and we were like dancing together, and like I was like pointing at her and she'd point at me. So after the first few tracks, we went out and we had an intermission. They filmed us and like interviewed us again. We ate a little bit more. They opened the back windows for a little bit because it was hot and we were all kind of dying, and it didn't help that Taylor was burning a candle. So we were all kind of hot and dying, but even with me being from Arizona, I'm used to the heat. It was still disgusting. So yeah, second half of the album, I was sitting on the other side of her. So like I was sitting over here before, and now I was sitting over here, and I was in the furthest row, and I was on my knees. And the second half of the album is where the sad song is. It's not track 10, which is a rumor. It's not really anybody's fault that it's that rumor, except for Taylor's, because she accidentally played the tracks wrong at the London session, apparently. So that was not on purpose. It was an accident, and someone tried to tell me, they're like,
no, the tracks are in the wrong order right now.
I was like, well, I saw the track list like on the Lover Deluxe album, and no, it wasn't in the wrong. It was in the right order. She played them wrong in London by accident. So anyway, the sad song really broke my heart. We were all bawling. Like, I was hugging the girl next to me, and then I started crying. Anyway, so the rest of the album is amazing. Overall, my favorite tracks are 3, 4, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17. Yeah, 17. So those are my favorite tracks that like I heard that weren't singles. And then The Archer obviously is one of my favorites as well. We went in the backyard, we mingled for some more, and Taylor made cookies with love. They're so good. I didn't get a burnt one, so I couldn't tell you like what the burnt ones taste like, but I got regular cookies and they were delicious. She's an amazing baker. She did it for us. I can't believe it. And then I met Taylor. Oh my god. So what they did was they pulled 2 at a time kind of thing, and they'd have one standing at the top of the stairs and the other at the backyard door. So I talked to the girl who I talked to on the phone from Taylor Nation, and I was like, you're Stephanie, right? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, I was like, can I give you a hug? And she's like, yeah. So I give her a hug, and I'm like, thank you so much for putting up with me while I was talking to you. I was so awkward. I was shaking. I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, you were so excited to talk to me. Like, I'm so thankful you were excited, because some of these people were like not excited when they talked to me, and I was really confused. And I started laughing. I was like, well, I'm so thankful to be here. I'm so glad to be here. And she's like, so what are you going to say to Taylor? And I was like, well, I have my bullet points in my head, and I hope they come out. I want it to be authentic. And she's like, yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. Which, by the way, I had like 4 bullet points. One of them came out, and it was only because Taylor asked me about it. So, yeah. Anyway, so then I move on, and I go from being the backdoor person to the top of the stairs person. And the security guard's talking to me, and the security guard is the nicest person ever. I told him I wasn't nervous, and that I'm like weirdly calm, and I don't understand why I'm so calm. And he was like, yeah, keep that up, because she's just Taylor, and if you do that, you will have the most authentic experience of it all. And I'm gonna start crying, because I kind of wish that I remembered she was Taylor Swift, the person I idolized for 12 years, because I feel like that would have saved me from talking about some like awkward things that I talked about, because I felt like I was talking to Taylor Swift, my best friend, that I can call up anytime. So that's cool. Anyway, so they call me down. I'm going down. So basically how this was set up was there's stairs here that go down, and it's the living room area that we had the sessions in, and then there's stairs up, and that goes like to the front yard. So I went down the stairs. I actually fell down the stairs. I missed a step, and I knew that was gonna happen. And security guard's like, are you okay? The one at the bottom of the stairs. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. So I walk over, and I'm like, hello. And Taylor's like, hi. And she gives me a hug, and she's like, you're Nikkie, right? And I was like, yeah. And the girl before me was also named Nikkie, so she's like, you're Nikkie also. And I was like, yeah. There's Nikkie before me, and she laughed. She's like, you just released an album, right? How's that going? And I was like, I actually released it last year. And she kind of made a face and was like, oh. But it's kind of funny. I think I'm doing okay. It has 3,000-ish streams, and it's been played in 30 countries, I believe. And she's like, yeah, I saw it on my Tumblr feed. Either you reblogged it or someone reblogged it, and I saw it. And that's not bad, especially with no help. So she knew it was like independently released. She knows that like I'm an independent person, I don't have a label, that kind of thing, which is really cool. And then she asked me, she's like, so how are you? And I was like, I'm shocked. I can't believe I'm here. Like, there's so many amazing people, and I can't believe I'm here. And she's like, oh, and I was like, I'm not trying to be self-deprecating. I just have so many amazing friends, and it's just, I'm shocked. And she's like, you're so sweet. And I really wish, I feel dumb because when she asked me how I was, I think that was because, like, I post a lot about, like, my anxiety and my depression and, like, some other mental health things I'm dealing with and just, like, my life. And I wish I had taken that opening to, like, talk about my life, and I said I was shocked to be there, and I feel dumb. So, anyway, I talk about 2 of the posts that she liked, and I was like, I don't even know what she said in response to them, but I was like, you liked a post saying that I love you and that I'm proud of you, like, about me, and I'm so thankful you did that. And she was kind of like nodding, and I don't know if she said anything there. And then and then she liked to post about cats, and then something, or not cats, she liked to post about how her tour was like very theatrical, and then she like used the same word in like the cats behind the scenes and how weird that kind of was. And she didn't really say anything about it, but so I don't know if that was on purpose or not. And then she's like, well, I'd love to take a picture with you if that's okay. And I knew once that happened that it would be over, and I wanted to say no because the stuff that I wanted to say I didn't say, but I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And she's like, alright. And I was like, well, she's like, so do you know what you want to do? And I was like, well, I wanted to take a picture with the Grammys, but I don't see them. And she's like, yeah, I forgot them, and like, you know, like laughing, joking around. And I was like, alright, well, I'd like to do whatever you want to do. I figured it'd be more special if I did Taylor's pick. And she smiled, and she's like, well, I'd love to do a hug pose, is that okay? And I was like, absolutely. So I like hugged her, and I'm so glad she did like this. Again, I mentioned that earlier, but just in case it doesn't make it in, because I'm going to be doing some chopping and editing to make it shorter. She went like this around me, and I'm so glad. And then we took the picture, and I gave her one more hug, and she's like, well, thank you so much for traveling to be here. I am so appreciative of that, or something like that. And I was like, oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for inviting me again. She's like, of course. Drive safe. And I was like, oh, I'm actually flying. I leave at 5 a.m. And she's like, oh, get some sleep. Be safe. And I was like, thank you. And then as I'm walking up the stairs, I'm like, I love you. And she's like, I love you too. And then that's that. As you can tell, I'm crying. I'm so happy. I'm so thankful for this. Oh my god. But I'm also very sad. As you can tell, I have a lot of regrets. I DM'd her everything I wanted to say, so I really hope she does see it. Someone said that she doesn't read her Tumblr DMs because she's scared she's gonna open something mean, and I really hope that's not true. I hope she sees my URL and it's like, okay, it's Nikki. Let me see what she has to say, because I didn't get to say what I wanted to say, and I'm gonna regret that for the rest of my life. It really motivates me to do better as a musician. It motivates me to really, really, really try to be someone. I've been having a lot of fear and a lot of doubt about that recently, and it really motivates me to be better and to, you know, really make it so I can see her again and like be her friend almost, and like actually get to tell her everything, you know, and be able to be like my best friend Taylor.
I want mascara in my eyes, y'all.
And tell her everything I want to tell her.
I keep my eyes open.
They don't tell you about the post-Taylor, like, depression, for lack of a better word. They don't tell you that, like, it hits that you don't get this opportunity again. And that your opportunity that you wanted to have for so long is now gone. And it hits differently, and it's weird, and it's hard, and I'm stabilizing. I think I cried so much the first 2 days that I was home, because like that was my experience, and I am so grateful for it, and the session was amazing, and I wouldn't change that for the world. And I'm reliving my my meet and greet in mute because her face is so beautiful. I took screenshots in my mind, I took pictures in my mind, and I'm saving them for a rainy day. It's so hard to think that like I regret not telling her stuff. And supposedly Taylor Nation has a new rule where like you can meet her every 2 eras now, which means that I could possibly meet her again when I'm 23. But I don't know. I'm so worried that that's the only time I'm going to meet her in my life. And I really hope it's not. And Taylor, if you're seeing this and you're seeing me cry, please don't assume that it's because of you. Please don't think it's because of you. It's all on me, okay? I love you so much. Thank you so much. And Taylor Nation, thank you so much. And to everybody watching this, thank you so much for watching me just have a mental breakdown right in front of you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope you consider subscribing, give it a thumbs up, comment below, please be nice, please be understanding. I don't want to take anybody's experience away from anybody else. I really don't, okay, I really don't want to take anybody's experience away from anybody in the future. I feel selfish in a way for wanting to meet her again in any capacity.
Anyway, I feel like I need to give a proper outro.
Hold on a second, let me breathe. Please give this video a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe if you're really interested in like watching my videos. I do covers. I have a cover channel. Please go and watch my covers and subscribe to me. I have a debut album. It's called Puppeteer. It's the one that Taylor was talking about. And I would love it if you guys listen to it. There's a track on there called Looking For. I got to tell her about that. Where it's about her, and it's kind of based off Call It What You Want and You Are in Love, and it sounds like it could be a knockoff track and a off track. So please go listen to that. Go listen to my album. All the links will be in the link tree below, as well as all my social media links, which will also be like not hyperlinks, but also there if you guys are interested in following me on social media. Thank you so much. I do have Patreons. If you guys are interested in being a Patreon, that would also be amazing. Thank you so much to my top Patreons. They will be over here. I really appreciate all of you, and I really hope, I'm so thankful, and I'm feeling a wide range of emotions in this Chili's right now. So again, thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!